landing spot right now. We're like,
She's the winner.
I'm not sure. Congratulations.
That's my real smile. No, my teeth don't show when I smile. Don't make that face.
Or strictly off the maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys part of the press? If not, we need you guys to exit. Okay, we're going to keep that door closed until we're done. Thank you.
Hey, Sharifa.
Yes.
That's Steve from the West Oakland Health Council. They are really key players to really making this happen too.
Okay, that's great. We need everyone out the room who's not part of the press team.
Okay.
As soon as the press conference is over, you guys can party in here all day. Okay? So we need you guys to exit outside doors from here. All right. Okay. So, Coach, Katanjanika, we're just going to do a photo op because she's the winner of the We All Win with STEM contest. Okay. And then when Katanjanika comes out, we're going to move it in and condense it so that we can fit everybody behind the backdrop. Okay. Because there's six folks on the panel. So, Katanjanika, go ahead and stand up. Mr. Neal, can you please rise? Okay. And guys, we want to get plenty of photos. Katanjanika is the winner of the We All Win with STEM Academic Achievement Program. Okay? So not only was she the local winner, because we did a pilot here and also in Macon, Georgia, she is the national winner.
You. Monkey. Forgot it. Hi, my name is Katanjanika Newsom. I am 12 years old. I am in the 7th grade, and I go to Dijon Middle School. The past year, I have the privilege of attending the STEM program at Richmond Powell. STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. During the class, I have learned correctly how to do science projects and math and other stuff. My STEM career was a marine biologist. My dolphins for love, my love of dolphins let me choose this STEM career. And I would like to say thank you to Richmond Powell and my grandma and my mother for encouraging me to enter the contest.
Okay, Mr. Neal, if you can place her award on her.
This is Godfather Motor. This is an honor to present you with this, Jimmy Neal. And I'm proud of you, what you're doing. Okay? And this also. And after that, I got a token for you.
That's right.
Can you hold your box up? Guys, let's get plenty of photos. Smile, Tangie. Thank you. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Beautiful job. And Shay? Yes. Tell me, pronounce your last name.
Tao.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. Is everybody comfortable? Is everybody doing good? Okay, we're ready. Dr. Watson, we're going to get you out of here because we don't get pictures.
All right.
Okay. Mike, all right. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, tell me whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Kelly Music. I will be conducting the interviews with you all today. First, I want to say thank you for attending the We All Win STEM press conference. Thank you so much. And I just want to get right into it. So actually, I'd like to introduce, in order here, we have Dr. Watson, we have Mike Norris, we have Pastor A.G., we have Shane Tao, and we have Coach Thomas Gary. Correct? Great. All right.
That's someone else. Very significant person.
I'm sorry.
Supervisor Nate Miley.
Oh, I'm sorry, what's your name again?
Supervisor Nate Miley.
Oh, Supervisor
Very
Nate.
important, actually. Most important person up here.
Most important panel. Okay, all
Very
right.
significant individual. Yes.
All right. Great, so let's get right into it. Actually, I have a question for you, Mr. Dr. Watson. Why is the We All Win STEM press, why is the We All Win STEM program a game changer for you?
The We All Win Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math Foundation and program is so important because education is one of the social determinants of health. If you want to have a healthy environment, a healthy community, advance in life, here we have a program that takes people from K to 12. It has an assessment tool that ensures that they elevate their game. You have students who traditionally were disadvantaged, who now can enter the marketplace in employment. It will allow them to have housing. It will allow them to have jobs. It will allow them to live better in general. Their income will be higher. So programs like this are a social determinant of health, and that's why I think it's a major game changer, particularly for our folks and those who are disadvantaged.
Okay. And just really quickly, I understand that you have a television program. Do you also discuss this on the
Yes, we discuss this on the program all the time. I discuss this with my colleagues here in the city, the Board of Supervisors, with the other health clinics that are here, the James A. Watson Wellness Center, where I practice and where my daddy founded it. Health is a state of spiritual, socioeconomic, psychological, and physical state of well-being. If you don't have education, you're not going to be able to make it. One of my favorite slogans is that if you knew better, you could do better. And so that's what it's all about. This program helps you to know better. And it's online. It's with the latest technology. You can compete now in Silicon Valley. You can compete now in the Bay Area, where there are jobs that are computer-based jobs, and so you'll have a place to live. It's so important.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Watson. Is there any last words that you would like to say before?
I would like to say that certainly this is one of the most enjoyable events that I've seen. You've got all of our colleagues from sports, from the A's, from our churches, from our county, we have the Godfather Motorbike Foundation. It's a coming together of the community. There are so many bags of food out there, people won't be hungry at all. I would like to tell people that before you eat that last piece of pie, have a drink of wine.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Watson. Again, we appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
All right. Now, my next question is for Coach Thomas, the Program Director, Wheelhouse Academy. How does STEM education help student athletes improve as players?
Well, STEM is a very important part of baseball and of sports. ESPN has done a beautiful job in bringing in the sports science of sports, where they break down the different angles of the ball being hit. So if the kids were to learn a little bit more about science and how science is involved with the baseball, there's a certain way that we run the bases. If we run the bases in a certain different angles, we will be able to run from home to home faster than we would if we did not. If we understood the different angles of the bat hitting the ball, which we call launch angles. If the kids understood a little bit more about these launch angles and what it would be able to do with the different velocities that come into play, with the bat hitting the ball at a velocity with the bat speed, if they were to understand a little bit more about that, I think it would enhance their baseball careers and also their economic and academic achievements. I definitely think that it would help our community and our youth, reach higher goals.
Okay. Gotcha. And any last words that you would like to say before we move on?
Yes, Wheelhouse Academy of baseball is associated with the Game Changer baseball.
That's right.
Which is a college development program where we take kids from the age of 6 all the way through the age of 18, and we train them, and we get them involved with their communities with events like this. We have quite a few of our kids outside packing bags and giving away the items. We want to involve all our community, all the Bay Area, and to invite them into being game changers. Game changers are an intricate part of our community. We cater from Vallejo all the way through San Leandro. We have 178 kids that are up under our tutelage that we teach and that we guide. There's so many ways for us to be able to touch the community, and this is just one of the ways that we want to give back to it. So I would like for everyone that has a kid from the age of 6 to 18 to please look up Wheelhouse Academy of Baseball Game Changers and get your kids involved in the program.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Next, we have Jimmy Neal, Godfather Motorbike Extraordinaire, President and CEO. How are you doing, Jimmy?
I'm blessed. Doing good.
All right, wonderful. So, why do you donate 100% of your company's proceeds to charity? You know, that's really, it's really great of you to do that. And I mean, it's no one on the planet is doing as much as you, from what I've heard. So,
kind of go way back. I didn't. I had to really I left home when I was 12 years old.
oh, I'm sorry. Can we pass the mic too? Sorry about that.
Anyway, I left home. I can talk about it. I left home when I was 12 years old. Actually, I had 3 sisters what I had to provide for, and my dad and my mom. And always been a giver, you know, trying to take care of them. And it just, Lord blessed me, and I made a commitment to God and myself. No kid would be lacking education or whatever. That's why I really like about STEM. And I think it's a great thing, and I'm 100% for it. And, you know, I'm just passing through this world. And I'm on a mission, you know, for God. And what God tell me to do it, I'm going to do it. And He supplies all my need, according to riches and glory. And I am very blessed and very thankful. And very thankful for people, you know, sitting on the panel. Thank God for you guys. It's touched me to see people's really coming together, us coming together, making a difference. And man.
Well, speaking of making a difference, I also heard that you received several awards over the last 17 years, and you've even built tunnels in Africa to.
I support Africa, different schools, different. I can't even name it. Been a blessing. I don't really try to boost about certain things, about what I really do. Just do it.
Yeah, you don't expect nothing back.
I respect, you know, like I said, Godfather Motorbike is not a non-profit, non-official. And the money that comes in, 100% goes back out. And the base out for going on 17 years, I spend my own money, you know, and stuff. And thankfully, you know, everybody came together to make this happen. I didn't make this happen by myself. There's good people like us who made this happen. I just spoke it, and I really had to make this happen. To make sure our kids, it's not really lacking, you know, because I see the time when I didn't even have bread to eat, you know, so I can go on and on with that, but I won't, so, but I'm blessed now. You know, God really blessed me, so I just want to give back 100% whatever. And so yeah. And I love the program. I really love STEM, and I'm 100% for that.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. We love you too. All right. So next I have Nate Miley. Sir, how are you? Alameda County Board of Supervisor. All right. Okay. Just want to make sure I got that right. So, Nate, what are you doing to help improve K-12 education for Alameda County?
Well, the county funds about 30 school-based health clinics all over the county. We put tens of millions of dollars into these clinics so youngsters can have an opportunity to address their physical health, their mental health, and by doing that, that provides them with the opportunity to have a sense of privacy, to be wholesome, and so that they can go about their academics in a way that's beneficial to them. Additionally, the county, we are exploring an early childhood education initiative for next year on the ballot, probably June ballot. And that's important because if youngsters have the right molding when they're early in their upbringing, prior to getting into school, that is a determinant of their success. So if you can deal with preschool and get a youngster into preschool and help stimulate their academics, stimulate their physical being, get them involved, by the time they're in third grade, we anticipate that they're going to be productive members of our society. So this initiative that we're going to put on the ballot will provide about $140, $160 million for early childhood education to support youngsters and parents and families throughout Alameda County. And I think that's important. And then you tie all that into STEM, the fact that young people are healthy, young people have opportunities. STEM is a track that they can get on in order to have a successful career and have a career that's going to pay them six figures, in fact, in some cases. And that's vitally important for communities, disadvantaged communities, and the county, we focus in on vulnerable populations, disadvantaged populations, and it's vitally important that minorities, young people who are in communities that are underserved have opportunities. So I think all of that is a way that we're going about trying to build resilience in our communities.
Wow, that is great. And you're doing such a great job as well. So thank you. Any last words that you'd like to say?
The only thing I'd like to say is I really appreciate and value the work of the STEM Futures Foundation. I'm a strong proponent. I'm happy to be a supporter and a sponsor, and I just really want to see this continue to spread throughout our community, both here in Oakland, Alameda County, and throughout the Bay Area and across the country as well. And then I just want to wish everybody a blessed Thanksgiving.
All right.
Thank you as well.
Thank you so much. All righty, so next we have Mike Norris.
That would be me.
That would be you. All right, so Mike, why is STEM essential for K-12 students in underserved communities?
Well, if many of you don't know, I used to formerly play Major League Baseball for the Oakland A's.
That's right.
And one thing we know about professional athletes after they retire is almost 75% of them face the fact that they're broke when they get retired. And one knows that without an education for our children, that's going to subsequently happen to any individual that does not have an education, and they won't know how to take care of their money, and they won't know how to live a life that will be progressive and successful. So I had a program for several years, but it had the basic curriculum, math, English, social studies, what have you, but it was always something missing. And I finally ran into this young lady, Miss Joseph, here with the STEM Foundation, and that completed my program. The technology of the science and technology, and the combination of science, technology, mathematics, and engineering is basically the future. I came to realize that the United States is 30th in the world in education. So that puts us behind basically, and as a community, we're even further behind. So I've partnership with the Oakland A's, and the purpose of that was to get black kids playing Major League Baseball again, or playing baseball again, so they can get to the Major League. Right now, when I played back in the 70s and 80s and 90s, in 1986 we were at our highest in population at 18%. And the Latin Americans were at 6%. Now today you see a flip-flop on that. Today you see Latin Americans are 18% and African Americans are at 6%. So our kids are no longer playing baseball. Our incarceration rate is up. And the kids that you see hanging out on the corners that used to be playing baseball, that's what they're doing now. And it's just not that, but it's just a combination of things that put them in the streets. So with an education, you know, that'll alleviate that fact that the kids have nothing to do and nowhere to go. I'm in a process right now with the aid of a $40 million project that will be a sports complex and an entertainment center. And we're just trying to find the land for it to put it on it, but that should give jobs, that should stop some crime, and you know, all the progressive things that we need to do as a community to bring it back together.
I love it. All right. Any last words or any advice that you would like to share?
Well, you know, when I say a community, I'm speaking specifically of us blacks. And we really have to make an extra effort at our parenting. Because without proper parenting, I don't care what kind of education you got, it's not going to do any good. Okay, so I want to enforce, and I know it's a lot of our mothers today are young mothers, and our grandmothers are young. But that still doesn't alleviate the fact that they can use the help. And I think it's as a community, a village, we have to start giving more concern to parenting and our black youth. That's basically what I'm here for.
That's right. Well, we appreciate you being here, so thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, got it. Okay, next we have Rebecca Kaplan, also known as Shanghai.
Yes, I'm her chief of staff.
Chief of Staff, okay. Oakland City Council member?
Yes.
All right, great. So how are you connecting community-based K-12 educational organizations with one another to develop overlapping support for students?
So Councilmember Kaplan is the chair of the Alameda County Transportation Commission, and as the chair there, she actually has activated free AC transit passes for youth, especially in underprivileged areas, whatnot. So that kind of takes down the barrier of like, how do we get kids to school? You know, parents sometimes, you know, if you start at 8 o'clock in the morning, you can't drop off your kid at 7 in the morning, make sure they're safe and whatnot. So making sure that that barrier is taken away. So that's something that she's that has gone through, and it's actually in the works right now. And another thing is that we offer internships in our office. For me, myself, you know, this is actually the gateway on how I got my job today is internship. Internships are so important, you know, whether it be high school student, whether it be middle school student, or college student. I mean, that's literally building your network to kind of get your foot in the door and get to know people, because sometimes it is about who you know. And so, you know, I'm always constantly looking for students who are wanting to get into government and politics and whatnot, and offering internships for those folks who are showing, you know, that they really have an interest in it. Also, you know, including, you know, in STEM, it's so important, you know, because growing up, kids don't know what they like until they've experienced it, right? And a lot of times STEM is the outlet for those folks. Maybe I might not like math, but maybe I love science. And nowadays, schools don't have really strong science curriculum. You know, you get the boring, like, you know, create a poster, whatnot. But what if I'm more hands-on and I want to build a robot? And so, like, having the STEM foundation is very important because it really exposes kids and youth to, like, a whole new realm of what math looks like, what technology looks like, what science looks like. And I think being here in the Bay Area, specifically, we need our kids, because we're here, we're the mecca of, like, STEM is happening. Why is it that our kids are not the ones, you know, having all of this translated to them so that they could be the future? I mean, we live here, we pay the high rents and all that stuff, so our kids should reap the benefits. And so I just think that the STEM Foundation is really important. It really serves a purpose. And yeah, all tying that all together, at City Hall, you're always constantly working in different arenas, right? And so one day you can be talking about the environment. Another day you can be talking about, you know, is it, you know, is the building too high, whatnot, with engineering protocols, whatnot. So you're constantly working in different areas. So STEM not only works for one area, like science and math, you know, especially in government, you have to know a little bit about everything. So that's why STEM is so important.
All right. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Would you like to give any advice to the parents out there who are raising
Oh, for sure. I think that as parents, and I'm a parent myself, I have an 11-year-old son, and, I think that it is our job and our duty to actually get on the internet. Internet is so accessible to us nowadays. Go to the library or whatnot, and really just figure out what kind of scholarships are out there or what kind of programs like the STEM Foundation, and just kind of get your kids busy, get your kids busy. I know it's hard to get them there or whatnot, but if you talk to other parents and whatnot, try to figure out carpooling situation, because at the end of the day, you're really investing in their future. And I'm not talking about, and this is intergenerational success, right? We're not talking about just success for my child. You have to think about success for my child and then their kids and their kids. And that's how you build intergenerational success, intergenerational wealth. And, there's a difference between rich and wealth. And we want to build wealth for our kids.
Very good.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Rebecca. And thank you to you all. Thank you for attending the We All Win STEM press conference. Thank you. Okay. Well,
Good.